Jim Wallis, the president and founder of Sojourners Magazine. Thanks for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
I wanted to ask you about something that we see happening in the United States, specifically racial tension. This is a very interesting phenomenon. We know the long history of racial tension in the United States, going through the civil rights movement, and here we are, in the 21st century, and we're watching story after story, event after event spark again all around the United States regarding racial issues. What do we need to understand about what's happening currently in the United States right now?
When Trayvon Martin was killed in Sanford, Florida, I wrote a piece called The Lament of a White Father. And I just said what the whole country knows is true. If my son Luke, who's 17, big, strong, athletic baseball player, if he'd have been in Sanford, the same time, same place, doing the same things as Trayvon Martin was, the whole country knows he'd have come back to me in joy. He never came back. That's a parable. Jesus taught us parables that have lessons. Michael Brown became another lesson. My son would have been treated differently than Michael Brown. And so all of a sudden, these things have been going on. Ferguson has been going on for a long time. So after the Trayvon thing happened, I felt I had to write a book about this. It was in me. This is the issue that really broke me away, or they kicked me out of my little white church in Detroit over this. And it really got me. My first conversion was being kicked out of the church. Then I joined civil rights and anti-war movements and came back to my faith. But this is the issue. And so the book is called America's Original Sin, Racism, White Privilege, and the Bridge to a New America. And what's happening in the criminal justice system is the lingering of America's original sin. It's how it lingers. The answer to sin, I'm an evangelical and good Catholic too, is repentance, which does not just mean feeling sad or sorry or guilty. The word means you're going in the wrong direction, turn around, go in a whole new direction, which means changing a criminal justice system where black lives are at the bottom of that system. Trayvon's life meant less in the criminal justice system than my son Luke's life did. That's a fact. It means changing that. It means restoring voting rights that are being taken away. It means working hard to make education something that all our kids can get. In Ferguson one day I met this kid, and he's protesting. And he says, they always ask us, we're protesting, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And what I want is an education, a job, and a family. What does Luke want? My son, same thing. What do we want for our kids? Same thing. He's being left out of all of that, right? And he doesn't want that, right? And our economy has to be a fair economy, a just economy. Can't we even say a moral economy, where, in fact, people are just not at the bottom because of their zip code. And they're in their zip code because of their income and their race. See, this is fundamentally contrary to the gospel. And so I think Christians could rise up and really shape a moral compass, because it was just in California. Out there, it's already happened. In California, we are no longer a white majority country. Mm-hmm. We are a majority of minorities in California. That'll happen in the country by 2045. Huge change, demographic shift. And a lot of white people aren't ready for that, older white people in particular.